Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This video is about prepositions. Prepositions are difficult because almost every definition for a preposition has exceptions. The best way to learn them is to picture how they function in comparison with other prepositions and to study certain common uses and expressions using the various prepositions. These prepositions and expressions such as above, over, to, on, from, out, in, through, into, out of, by, below, under, during, from, etc. are important in all sections of TOEFL. During. During is usually followed by a noun indicating time. It indicates duration of time. And this preposition of during should be distinguished from since and for. For example, during our vacation, we visited many relatives across the country. During the summer, we do not have to study. From. This preposition generally means the opposite of to. He came from Miami last night. He came from Jepara last night. And common usage of from a time, a place, and to a time, a place. You can start the word from and followed by a time or a place, and then using to followed by a time or a place. For instance, Clara lived in Germany from 1972 to 1978. We drove from Jepara to Bali in one day. Common expressions with from time to time means occasionally. We visit the art museum from time to time. Next, out of. The preposition generally means the opposite of into. He walked off the room angrily when Mita admonished him. Common usage of out of plus noun. It means to lack, to be without. Maria went to the store because she was out of milk. Common expression with out of. Out of town means away. Mr. Adams cannot see you this week because he is out of town. Out of date means old. Don't use that dictionary. It is out of date. Find one that is up to date. Out of work means jobless, unemployed. Henry has been very unhappy since he was been out of work. Out of the question means impossible. Your request for an extension of credit is out of the question. Out of order means not functioning. We had to use our neighbor's telephone because ours was out of order. Next, the use by. The preposition of by generally means to go past a place or to be situated near a place. We walked to go past, you can change the T there, the T, P-A-S-T with P-A-S-S. Go past a place or to be situated near a place. We walked by the library on the way home. Your books are by the window. Common usage of by. To indicate the agent in passive sentence. Romeo and Juliet was written by William Shakespeare. You can add O for Romeo, R-O-M-E-O. There, sorry for typo. By plus specific time means before. I usually eat supper by 7 o'clock in the evening. by bus or train or plane or car. It indicates a model of travel. We travel to Jakarta by bus. Common expressions with by then, means before time in the past or future. I will graduate from the university in 2022. By then, I hope to have found a job. By way of means via. If you say by way of an introduction, you say it as an introduction. We are traveling to Bali by of Banyuwangi. By the way means incidentally. By the way, I've got 2 tickets for cinema. Would you like to go with me? By far means considerably. This book is by far the best on the subject. By accident or by mistake means not intentionally, opposite of on purpose. Nobody will receive a check on Friday because the wrong cards were put into computer by accident. Next, the use of in as preposition. The preposition generally means inside of a place or enclosure. It is the opposite of out. Common usage of in a room or drawer, in a building, in a closet. It means inside. Your socks are in the drawer. In plus months or year. His birthday is in November. Fahmi will begin class in 2021. In time means not late, early enough. We arrived at the airport in time to eat before the plane left. It means you are not late for it. In the street, the children were warned not to play in the street. In the morning or afternoon or evening, I have a dental appointment in the morning. In the past or future, in the past, attendance at school was not compulsory, but it is today. In the beginning or end, everyone seemed unfriendly in the beginning, but in the end, everyone made friends. In the way means obstructing. He could not park his car in the driveway because another car was in the way. Once in a while means occasionally. Once in a while, we eat dinner in Chinese restaurant. In no time at all. It means in a very short time. George finished his assignment in no time at all. In the meantime means at the same time. Meanwhile. We start school in several weeks, but in the meantime, we can take a trip. In the middle. Grace stood in the middle of the room looking for her friend. In the army or Air Force or Navy. My brother was in the army for 10 years. In a row. We are going to sit in the 10th row of the auditorium. In the event that means if. In the event that you win the prize, you will be notified by mail. In case means if. I will give you the key to the house so you'll have it in case I arrive a little late. Get in touch with, get in contact with. It's very difficult to get in touch with Jenny because she works all day. The use of an in preposition generally means a position above but in contact with an object. The books are on the table. Common usage of on, you can use on a day or date. I will call you on Thursday. His birthday is on November 13. On a or the, on a bus or on the bus, or plane or on the plane, on the train, on the ship. It's too late to see Jane. She's already on the plane. I came to school this morning on the bus. On a street, means situation of a building. George lives on 16th Avenue. On the floor of a building, Henry lives on the 15th floor of that building. And we're still in the use of preposition of on. Common expressions with on time means punctual. Despite the bad weather, our plane left on time. On the corner, it means of two streets. Norman Hall is on the corner of 13th Street and 5th Avenue. On the sidewalk, don't walk in the street, walk on the sidewalk. On the way means en route. We can stop at the grocery store on the way to their home. On the right or left, Paul sits on the left side of the room and Dave sits on the right. On television, on the radio, the president will be on the television and on the radio tonight. On the telephone, Janet will be here soon. She's on the telephone. On the whole, it means in general, all things considered. On the whole, the rescue mission was well executed. On the other hand, means however, nevertheless. The present perfect aspect is never used to indicate a specific time. On the other hand, the simple past tense is. On sale means offered for sale. The house will go on sale this weekend. On foot means walking. My car would not start, so I came on foot. Now we go to in preposition at. This preposition generally is used to indicate a general location. It is not as specific as in Jane is at the bank. If you mention the name of bank, it means you use preposition in more specific than at. Common usage of at, you can use at plus an address. George lives at 712 16th Avenue. You can also use at plus a specific time. The class begins at 7:30 or the class begins at 7:30. Besides that, you can also use common expression the at in a common expressions like at home, at school, at work. From 8 to 5, Clara is at work and her roommate is at school. At night, they are usually at home. At night, we never go at night because we live too far from town. At least, it means at the minimum. We will have to spend at least 2 weeks doing the experiments. At once means immediately. Please come home at once. At present or the moment, at the moment. It means now. She is studying at the moment. At times means occasionally. At times, it is difficult to understand him because he speaks too fast. At first means initially. Jane was nervous at first, but later she felt more relaxed. Now we go to common combinations with prepositions. As we know, many nouns, verbs, and adjectives are generally followed by specific prepositions. However, there are many exceptions to any rule listing certain words which must appear with certain prepositions. This is something that one must learn from constant contact with and attention to the elements of new language. And The listed here are some nouns, verbs, and adjectives mentioned that usually appear with the accompanying prepositions. Okay, let's start with nouns plus prepositions. For example, you can use, for instance, equivalent of, reason for, exception to, quality of, number of, example of, pair of, sample of, possibility of. And these nouns can be followed by either of or for, like fear, method, hatred, need, means. For instance, in sentences, the quality of this photograph is not noticeably different from that one. You can use quality of here. And sample of, I saw a sample of her work and was quite impressed. And the use of method of or method for, you can use both. Yeah, you can you choose one of it, method for or method of. They have yet to discover a new method of or a new method for analyzing this data. Okay, next, verbs plus prepositions. Decide on, plan on, depend on, detract from, engage in, approve of, image from, pay for, succeed in, participate in, escape from, mingle with, confide in, remove from, rely on. And I have a note here. Remember, some of these verbs can be followed either by an infinitive or by a preposition plus gerund. We have decided to stay in the United States for several more weeks. We have decided on staying in the United States for several more weeks. I can also give you more examples using escaped from. 3 dangerous criminals escaped from prison yesterday. And depend on, you can depend on Harry if you want the job done correctly. And participate in, he's going to participate in the demonstration next week. You may also make other examples using verbs plus prepositions. Next, adjectives plus prepositions. Satisfied with, fond of, amenable to, divorced from, isolated from, inferior to, guilty of, afraid of, similar to, interested in, accustomed to, different from. Yeah, you have to memorize this. I'll give you tips here. Keep in mind that other prepositions may be used with the above words in different contexts. Watch for prepositions when you read so that you can develop a feel for their use. Okay, that's the tips for part of speech plus prepositions. Now, do this tugas 5. In the following sentences, choose the form in parentheses that means the same as the underlined word or words. Okay, you see there, number 1 to 10, and please you choose the similar words in parentheses here. You may circle the correct one which is similar to the underlined words there. Okay, I hope you can take the benefit of these materials, and please give your comments if you have questions. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.